I've been to jail a few times. I ended up stealing a few cars. I didn't know how to sell them, so I just returned them. After that, I went and stole a bunch of computers and whatever else I can find from schools and stuff. I felt guilty about that. I returned those. After that, I stole a cash machine, one of those cash converters. I got caught, of course, because it's a big-ass cash machine, and I had a dolly rolling it away. That was probably the stupidest thing I've done. Prostitution came up, and I started selling myself for like $10 a pop with a lot of men, nasty, disgusting men. You learn how to use psychology or whatever else you can do to get guys to do whatever you want. It turns out to be kind of like a big old chess game. I sold my ass early too, to eat and to sleep in fucking hotels. That's just what we're, you know, that's just what we have to do. So in order to survive, you gotta do all this grimy shit.
I did a lot of sex working. I put my name out in a website and had Johns or dates call me.
You know, it's all signals. It's all, or like he'll pass by me, make sure I'm looking, and then he'll look back at me, and like, I'll look at him, see if he's choice. Okay, he's choice, I'll take it. He grabs his dick, I look at it, and then we go into a bathroom somewhere and that's it. Like, there's no talking, you know? Or like the extent of talking is, where do you want to go? You know, and that's it.
I have to keep it real. Some of my days living on the street were good. Like, we're nice. We're like, I liked it. You know, because either I made a lot of money, or you know, saying somebody had some fun with me, or whatever the case may be. Some of them were, you know what I mean? But a lot of my days were not good at all.
What he wanted was an oral sex, and I did that. I had to use the condom, and I performed oral sex on him. And when I finished, he was looking for the wrapper, the condom wrapper, and I was like, I don't know where it's at. I think I threw it out the window or whatever. I noticed that the wrapper was for some reason it had gotten into the back seat somewhere. So I picked it up and I'm like, oh, I found the wrapper. And when I looked down to pick up the wrapper, there was the handle of a gun that I saw right there. I thought I was gonna die at that moment. I was like, okay, well, I got the wrapper and I flung it on the street, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go now, bye. And so I walked away from him, I turned my back to him, and sure enough, he just drove away. But I felt like if I would have came out of my face, if I would have said something mean, if I would have been like, I don't know, overpricing him or something, and he didn't feel right about me for some reason or another, he would have shot me to death right there, I felt.
I remember selling myself. I remember sleeping on the train. I remember, wow.
The way I made money to get drugs was prostituting myself. Usually I'll charge like $20 or $40 for oral sex, $75 for them to penetrate me. It was...
They're eating out of garbage cans. They're sleeping with somebody to get some takeout Chinese food. I mean, that's what we're dealing with here.
I found what's considered out here to be a sugar daddy, which is an older gentleman who financially supported me, and in return, I gave him sexual favors.
I hate men. They're the most disgusting things in the world. I really, really hate them, and I don't want anything to do with them, but I'm still attracted to them. But I don't think anyone will ever be good to me.
I was about to be 18, and this guy said he wanted to take me home and take care of me, and I chose to do that. And I didn't care what I had to do to get there. And I trusted him. You know, he was a much older man, 42 years old, much older, so I didn't question it. You know, I thought that this was somebody I could trust, somebody I would be with, somebody who really cared about me, you know what I mean? So 2 weeks later, I think I went and got a test. 4 weeks later, I got my results and found it out that I was HIV positive.
was like, I could go to New York, I could be rich. I don't know what I was thinking. And it never happened. I'm not rich, I'm broke. I work at McDonald's. I seen it on Sex and the City. You know what? That show is false advertisement. Because they make it look all nice. You get here, and it's not nice. Like, I don't have all those shoes like her, right?
Like who?
Carrie, on the show.
This is the Bronx. I like to live in America.
Seeing a girl that's out here prostituting right now, I remember when I had friends of mine that were doing it, you know, and the same thing, you know, it's like we're all human. We all do these things to survive. Come on, come on. I'm George, man. All right.
Steven, too.
Yo, hungry? You want a sandwich?
No,
we got a sandwich with juice. Let me get a lunch. Let me get two.
Do it. Yeah, you already know.
There's a sandwich next to it.
My name is George Santana. I am one of the drivers here at the NutriZone program. It's a youth program, LGBT program that provides services to street youth. Well, I've been doing this, for about 13 years. Tonight we're gonna have Hope a good night, that we're gonna meet some kids out in the street and provide service to them and also give them meals.
You've seen 12-year-olds on the street, kids who've said, you know, I've had enough of living at home. The environment at home is not safe for me, and it's not supportive for me, and I'm gonna leave. I think some of them still love their parents. They just wish that their parents could show them a little more love and accept who they are a little bit more.
So how do they support themselves?
Breaking into people's cars, selling drugs, finding a way of getting money in the street. Yep. See, that's one thing about America. There's always a window of opportunity.
I work for a youth center called the NutriZone, and we reach thousands of gay and lesbian youth. This was an agency that started in the basement of a church over 30 years ago. I would like to see many more housing programs for gay and lesbian youth so that they can make a healthy transition to adulthood. The whole idea of the housing project or the shelter for 100 people that they put over here away from everybody isolates us from the problem and isolates the young people from the resources.
At about 17, my mom made the decision that she didn't want me to live with her anymore, so I had to go into an adult system. They're very scary. You know, you get into these adult homeless shelters, and a lot of these men are coming straight out of jail, and you're young. So
We don't see you.
So what they do is, it's just hard, you know? They try to take your money, or they beat you up, or it's just a crazy life.
I was sent to more of an adult shelter. First, they found out I was 19. They sent me to another place. I was sent somewhere else. That somewhere else sent me here. And then they sent me to another place.
I was so scared. I was like, because I got kicked out the shelter. In the late night, I know what I was gonna do. Now come to a NutriZone, they helped me. The NutriZone help people.
What we try to do is go to the same areas over and over again so that the youth get to know us. It's very hard to engage youth on the streets when you're doing outreach because they move and we move.
It's so important that the services be very peer-based.
One of my issues that helped me outreach to inner city youth is that I'm